Uh, Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me on this Diversity Week. And I'll be sharing some of my diversity, my culture, the country I come from. So let me share my slide with you all. All right. So uh, I come from a small country named Bangladesh, which is in South Asia. And my name is Naimul Islam. I work with DBH Ideas, and I'm so excited about this Diversity Week, and excited about sharing my background. So today I'll talk about Bangladesh, Bangladeshi geography and landscape, then rural livelihood and wetlands of Bangladesh. Those are the most critical things in Bangladesh. Then Bangladeshi festivals and celebration, and some of the challenges that my country is facing. The background you're seeing here is the Bangladesh is our flag, is Bangladeshi flag, the red circle and the green around it. So this is the Bangladeshi community now. So there are around 27 different communities, tribal community or indigenous community living in Bangladesh, alongside the main Bengali community. So you can see this on the right side. These communities are like a lot of them are living. Majority of them are living in the mountainous areas in Bangladesh. So this is a spider web. We call it a spider web. You see all these blue lines, these dots, and the blue lines crisscrossing through Bangladesh. They're all rivers and wetlands in Bangladesh. So, as being a small country, Bangladesh is like as small as Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania might be like 5 to 8% smaller than Bangladesh, and like having like such a small country and so many rivers and canals and wetlands all around this country. So Bangladeshi culture, Bangladeshi communities, Bangladeshi livelihoods. So everything depends on all these rivers and wetlands. And also, Bangladesh is pretty famous about being a flood-prone country. So when I do ask my foreign friends, like people from who are outsider, Bangladesh, it's always flooded, it's always underwater. So that is true. Though. Like a large part of the year, like a big part of our country is underwater all the time. It depends on seasonality, it depends on geography, and depends on location. You see the dark blue colors, those are the areas mostly flood prone area. And it has a good side and bad side both. I'm not going into that, but just wanted to share. But people adapted with flood. People adapted with living with water, like how to live with water, in water. So, yep, Bangladesh is in South Asia, bordering with the Bay of Bengal, and situated between Burma and India. So total area of Bangladesh is 147,000 square kilometer, and like the water bodies are like more than 10,000 square kilometers. Border countries are Burma has like a small border, 193 kilometer. India has the largest border with Bangladesh, which is 4,000 plus kilometer, and a 720 kilometer coastline, which is the Bay of Bengal. And as a country, it's a very marshy, as it is situated in a low-lying coastal area. So climate is a tropical country, mild winter from October to March. So winter is like here, like fall here in the US, in the East Coast. It's a little chilly, like as high, like as low as it could be, like maybe 5 degree Fahrenheit, something like that. But during summer, it is pretty hot, humid in Bangladesh, and humid, warm, rainy monsoon. So we have the monsoon season, which could be really a stormy, and most of the floods happens during rainy season or monsoon season between June and October, and our agriculture and livelihood all depends on all of the all these seasonalities. So also, Bangladesh is also globally, Bangladesh is known as a supermarket of disaster. I mean, it's a supermarket. It's a lot of things are happening there. Number one is Bangladesh is a disaster-prone country. You name a disaster, it is happening in Bangladesh. And ecosystem and biodiversity, being a small country, it is like so diverse. Like in such a small country, there are more than 7,000 plant species. There are around 900 bird species. In the North America, there are less than like 4,000 or 4,500 plant species and around 700 bird species. So you can just compare like how diverse biodiversity and how diverse the ecology in Bangladesh. And two different things: governance and development. Those are critical. Bangladesh is emerging and recently been a middle income country. The economy is growing, but there are challenges too. So I wanted to share this one. So our leaders, both of them, like the leading party and the opposition party, both are women. So they're leading the country for the last 25 years. And yeah, I mean, we are proud of having women leadership in our country. Rivers and wetland of Bangladesh. This is the most important thing in Bangladesh. About 50% of the total national land, like 70%, 70,000 to 80,000 square kilometer, is like either river or wetland or canals. So about 6.7% of Bangladesh stays always underwater. 21% is deeply flooded. So during the flood season, and they can go like up to 3 feet or 3 feet to 5 feet under the water. And 35% experiences shallow inundation. So this is according to FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization under UN system. Fresh water. So we have more than 700 rivers. 57 of them are transboundary rivers. So among 57, 54 are with India and 3 with Burma. Now, all these rivers, I mean, when we say rivers in South Asia, they're really, really big rivers. It's not like a small river or a small channel. They're really, really big rivers. You cannot see the other side of Ganges or other side of the Padma River. I mean, they have different local names. And salt water along the bay. So this is how the countryside looks like. So people, the family, the family in the rural side of like in the country, that depends on pond water like this. This is a water reservoir. So people collect this water. They do filter. They have their homemade filtration system, and they use this water for drinking purposes, for household, for different household purposes. So this is a water lily, which is our national flower, and we consume it. We eat it too. It's really tasty. The vine, that one is really like healthy thing. It has like high calcium and vitamin C, and it's a beautiful flower. During monsoon season, we do harvest this lily, water lily, during the monsoon season. This is another common plant in the wetland area, hazel. So rural livelihood and wetlands. Livelihood is pretty diverse. Depends on season and accessibility, the multitasking ability. So if like in different season, one family might be doing different stuff for as their livelihood. Integrated floating case aquaponics system, so which is pretty common in Bangladesh. So people do floating farming. Then cattle and poultry farmings are pretty common. Like each and every, like 99% family have their cattle and poultry. Small cottage industries, those are booming in the recent time, like a small businesses, small industries in the rural areas. Agriculture, floating garden, then free floating perennial plant from South Asia, and submerged aquatic plant. Those are the things people adapted with all these things. So people consume those plants to fulfill their nutritional needs. Habitats for many micro and macro invertebrates, like prawn, crabs, this kind of thing. So this is how the farming looks like. You see this aquaponic. the bed, the agriculture bed, people plant their vegetables, their garden like this. I mean, if any family have additional harvest, then they'll share with their neighbors or sell it in the local market. So this is another one. This is squash, Indian squash. And people, every household is an island. So people living in a house, we call it Hauer Bauer. Like different types of wetland has different names in our local like in Bangladesh. So it's another one near the mountains. So this family is fishing there. I mean, fishing is pretty common as being a wetland country. Fish is a very important part of our culture too. So now I'll share some festivals and celebration with you all. So Eid al-Fitr, as being a Muslim country, Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, those are our religious, the main religious festivals. Like Eid al-Fitr happens right after Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. And then after Eid al-Fitr, I believe it's like after 75 days, 75 or 76 days, then we celebrate Eid al-Adha. Then Pahela Boishakh, which is the new year of Bangladesh, which is normally on April 14th. So we celebrate this Pahela Boishakh, that is the Bangladeshi calendar. Then Nabanno, Language Day. Language Day is February 21st. And well, I feel proud of it. We all Bangladeshis feel proud about this. That the Bangladeshi Language Day is the International Language Day. And we are the only one country in the world that fought for their language, for a Bengali language. Then Durga Puja, that is celebrated by our Hindu communities, but it is pretty common that all the Bangladeshi communities are celebrating together. Weddings are pretty colorful in Bangladesh. Sometimes it could be pretty lengthy events. And then World Heritage Sites. We have pretty like more than 7 or 8 World Heritage Sites. So it's a pretty important day in Bangladesh too. So these are some photos of Eid al-Fitr. So this is how people celebrate. The most important thing is the morning prayer on Eid on an Eid day. So during this COVID time, people are going to mosque and they're praying, but they're trying to distance as much as possible. This is Pahela Boishakh. This is the Pahela Boishakh is the first day of the Bengali calendar, and we celebrate with with Bangladeshi food, the traditional dances, and so many other events. People parade on this day like this. Like the millions of people will come outside to celebrate Pahela Boishakh. And it is pretty colorful. So now I would like to share a short video clip on Bangladesh, and it's a Bangladeshi landscape, and it explains how the country looks like.
In the school of life is about endless learning. Feel the vibe of the longest beach, learn the power of inner strength. It's Royal Bengal Tiger's territory. For dangerously sweet reward, learn how to collect honey. Unlearn. Give yourself the surprise you deserve. Yes, you always loved racing. Learn to race without wheels. Here, every home is a school of celebration. heart opens, you suddenly learn to accept the invitation of happiness in its fullest version. See how hope defeats all boundaries, and how meaning of inner silence revealed in words. Experience the spirit of freedom in the air. The father of nation, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, liberator of Bangladesh, rests here. Silence. Every alley has a story that embraces. Who else can tell you to love your language more? Feel the monsoon magic. You will learn the true meaning of warmth here. Here, life happens. Welcome to the School of Life. Admission going on. Welcome to beautiful Bangladesh.
All right, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I would like to share some challenges that our country is facing. So there are social and political vulnerabilities. There's social exploitation that happens in all over the country. Then heavy dependency on relief and rehabilitation, like it's still the large population depends on, as being like one disaster-prone country. It's a country, and being like a developing country, Bangladesh depends on a lot of relief and rehabilitation programs and international aid, this kind of thing. And empowerment of the disadvantaged. So to empowering the rural community, that is another big challenge. Then landlessness, being a small country, there's a scarcity of land. So a lot of people are being homeless. They're sharing spaces with other communities or other families. And access to public resources. Again, being a small developing country, there is scarcity of public resources too. The need for local champions for development, that is another challenge. And mindset of leaders. So yeah, some leaders are doing pretty good, but it's still like a lot of things has to be done. Leaders has to be more proactive into development and supporting the community. Yeah, those are the challenges our countries are facing right now. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you are interested to learn more about my culture, about Bangladesh and anything, please feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to share my culture, my diversity, and maybe one day, who knows, you might be interested to visit Bangladesh too. And remember, I'll be there if you want to visit Bangladesh. Thank you. Have a good day.